Welcome to part 4 of my top 110 Mario Kart songs list, the great songs. This is numbers 40 through 16, so we're really getting into some elite territory here. If you haven't seen parts 1 through 3, please go ahead and watch that before watching this video. Anyway, without further ado, who is ready to see a ridiculous amount of songs from Mario Kart Wii in 8? Let's get started. At number 40, we have Wii U Shy Guy Falls. This song is somehow very fitting for the Shy Guy species. It gives me country vibes, that's for sure. There's some guitars, some violins, and all sorts of string instruments, really. The melody's relaxing yet upbeat at the same time, and it's pretty cool that the song can be like that. I'll admit, it's not exactly the most catchy tune, but you know what's got it this high on the list in the great tier? Isn't exactly the song itself. You know what it is? It's the Shy Guys singing along to it. So if you're looking this song up on YouTube and you really want to enjoy it, look up Minor Melody. Come to think of it, the Shy Guy minors kind of sound like Waluigi. Maybe that's why I love it. I wouldn't mind seeing this song come back soon. At number 39, we have Wii U Toad Harbor. This song definitely gives me similar vibes to Shy Guy Falls. It's even in the same flower cup from Mario Kart 8. It's a very relaxing guitar song, but then it kicks into high gear around 30 seconds in, when we hear a more intense electric guitar. And yet at the same time, it's still quite relaxing, honestly. I'd say it's slightly better than Shy Guy Falls just because I can jam to the melody a little bit more. And I should mention when the electric guitar comes in, the percussion in the background becomes a little more prominent as well. And as you've definitely seen from the series before, you know I like it when a song builds itself up like that. It gets more intense. It would be cool having the song come back. At number 38, we have N64 Banshee Boardwalk. Well, out of all the songs that are in my top 40, this is probably the one you can jam to the least. That's probably why it's pretty low in my top 40. But it got here for a reason. I respect the way the song was composed. It's the only ghost-ish Mario Kart song that actually makes me feel unsettled. The xylophones only get scarier when that background music comes in around 30 seconds in. It kind of sounds like the SNES Ghost Valley thing where it's like bah, 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 bah. It sounds like that, but better. And there's this creepy scratching noise that we hear a lot in this song. It kind of sounds like sandpaper. It's certainly not your usual Mario Kart song, and that's why I respect it for being unique, but in a good way. It was brought back in Mario Kart DS, and it was still pretty freaking good. At number 37, we have Wii Toad's Factory. Yeah, like I said, get ready for a bunch of Wii songs. The nostalgia never dies. And Toad's Factory is certainly part of that. That constant clapping in the background makes this song perfect to jam to, along with the super catchy horn section. Oh, and I should mention when you're playing this course that the factory sound effects add perfectly to the song. The whole meow meow background, it's good stuff. It just gives you this strong sense of upbeat chaos, which I think is what Nintendo was going for here. And I would love to see this song be brought back soon. At number 36, we have DS Shroom Ridge. This is the kind of song that just sounds great on the DS. That bass line is a frickin' attitude, man, and the melody certainly ain't bad either. That whistling we hear just adds to the catchiness of the song. And there's sort of this record scratching sound that we hear in the background, which is also a great addition. Now, I'm not quite sure if this song fits the chaos of a highway track quite like Moonview Highway, although it certainly does a better job than Turnpike. But let's face it, this song is just better than Moonview Highway, so it's higher. We surprisingly haven't seen this brought back, though you can probably guess I want to see it brought back. At number 35, we have Wii U Mount Wario. Mount Wario is one of the most popular tracks in Mario Kart's history, so popular that it has made number 1 on the Koopa Captain's list before. I think that's more because of the track than the music, but the music sure ain't bad. We have a perfect mix of horn and string instruments here, making just an awesome beat. My favorite part of the song would probably have to be around the second lap, though, when that saxophone starts playing. I mean, the only proper response to entering the Wario Dam is saying, damn. And the music kicks into full gear around that third lap, and it is just so frickin' intense. I would love to see it brought back. At number 34, we have Wii U Excitebike Arena. Now, when we have a great song like this, we often have a pretty great track to go along with it. Unfortunately for Excitebike Arena, this is not the case, but that should not detract from how great this song is. Its catchiness and upbeat rhythm are evident right from the start when you hear that 8-bit intro. It combines the new and the old so great, considering we have the 8-bit sound along with the live orchestrated music from Mario Kart 8. It makes for a killer combination that can really only be described in one word: catchy. It makes going up and down a bunch of platforms kind of tolerable, and for that, I might not even mind seeing the track come back, honestly. At number 33, we have Wii Dry Dry Ruins. I would say this is the best desert song, but there's something coming up ahead that basically qualifies as a desert track. We'll get to that. But Dry Dry Ruins is something special in its own right. The outside music is great and catchy, but once you get inside with that whole quicksand and half-pipe section, we get into some really underrated music in my opinion. The music calms down a little bit, and there's that one section of the music that kind of sounds like bagpipes to me, and considering I'm part Scottish, it's programmed in my genes to like bagpipes. One more thing, it's a great feeling popping out of that cave area and just getting back into the catchy outside theme. It's just an amazing song, and I absolutely want it in the next Mario Kart game. At number 32, we have Wii U Thwomp Ruins. So you know how I was saying that part of Dry Dry Ruins kind of sounds Scottish? Well, this song gives me similar vibes for sure. Specifically, I'm talking about that part 30 seconds in when we're getting into what sounds like a flute. It's an absolutely beautiful melody, and yes, I freely acknowledge that this is among the least catchy songs we'll see in the top 40. But the song is just super majestic, and honestly, it's the perfect way to end a cup, since this is the last track in the Mushroom Cup. It sort of just inspires you to finish. I love how it builds up to that last flute section. By the way, it sounds even more inspiring and awesome once you reach the last lap. So like a lot of songs I've mentioned, it hasn't been brought back, but you know, I'd want it back. At number 31, we have the N64 Bowsers Castle theme. So many Bowsers Castle themes before that I've mentioned on this list tried to create sort of an unsettling vibe, but it just didn't work for me. The DS is a prime example of this. But with the N64 version, oh, it definitely worked. We don't even really hear much of anything for the first 10 seconds except this creepy percussion beat. And then we hear that choir in the background, and oh my gosh, it is spooky. Yet at the same time, it honestly sounds really cool. This is one of the hardest tracks in Mario Kart 64 and Wii, so the music basically lets you know that you're in for that challenge. Of course, I basically just mentioned that this song comes back in Mario Kart Wii, and they didn't bother fixing what wasn't broken. It stayed practically the same. At number 30, we have GBA Cheese Land, or as Nathaniel Bandy put it, "Oh my god, Cheese Land, holy sh!" Yeah, that clip gets me every time. Anyway, he had a good reason for reacting like that, because not only was this original track awesome, so is the music. It has this arcade music feel to it, especially with that we hear at the beginning. And I know the GBA is definitely a retro console, but I just love that retro feel that the song has. The melody is incredibly catchy, and around 1 minute in it gets even better. Honestly, I don't like the Mario Kart 8 version as much. Sure, the live orchestratedness is pretty jazzy and all, and you know I love saxophones, so why wouldn't I love it more? Well, I just think the song was meant to have a retro arcade sounding vibe to it, to be honest, and that's what we have in the original version. At number 29, we have SNES Rainbow Road. Isn't it great how the first Rainbow Road had a frickin' good song? Well, at least in my opinion it did. The melody is frickin' infectious, but more than anything, the background of the song was better than any other SNES song. The percussion and bass line made this song the epic tune that it is. But honestly, everything about this song made it far better than any other song in Super Mario Kart. The melody is super intense, and it definitely fits the theme of this Rainbow Road being excruciatingly difficult. And only gets better at that part. You know what I'm talking about. The Mario Kart 7 version was pretty much exactly the same, which I appreciate. But again, the Mario Kart 8 version kinda wasn't my thing. The catchy melody and awesome background kinda just went away. At number 28, we have Wii Mushroom Gorge. Much like Toad's Factory, the song that comes right after it in the Mushroom Cup. The clapping in the background makes this song great to jam along to, as if the main melody wasn't catchy enough. Honestly, this is just the perfect song to jump on mushrooms with. Oh, that sounded wrong. Anyway, the bass line definitely needs to be appreciated here as well. You're noticing that as we're getting to these top songs, they're complete songs. Everything about them is epic. The main melody can be epic, the percussion, all about that bass, everything. And add in some nostalgia points. Add them in. And Mushroom Gorge has to be ranked towards the top. In Mario Kart 7 it sounds basically the same, so I appreciate that. At number 27 we have DS Airship Fortress. The track has this perfect feeling of building suspense, and I just love that. That race towards the cannon towards the end of each lap is only made more intense by the music building up. I especially love the part, as there's sort of a call and response going on there. One instrument plays it, then another, and then another. It's pretty epic. That's not to say that this music isn't great at the start, as the cool intro and melody definitely suck you in. The Mario Kart 7 version barely changes things, so I can't really complain there, although it does sound a bit more crisp on the DS version for whatever reason. At number 26, we have Wii U Cloudtop Crew. Much like Dry Ruins, this song has two different sections, both of which are awesome. The main section is outside when you're bouncing around the clouds and the music is light and majestic. It fits the track perfectly and the song is catchy yet very pretty at the same time. And then we head to the Thundercloud section, and boy do things get a little bit more intense. Not only are there things trying to zap you, the music becomes this awesome electric guitar remix of the main theme. And yes, it feels great transitioning from that theme back to the main theme when you glide out of that section. Oh, and Gusty Garden Galaxy music. That's pretty nice too. I would of course love to see this track come back. At number 25, we have GBA Sunset Wild. This, my friends, is the best desert song. It has this very westernish theme to it that I just love. The intro certainly sounds like that, and you know when that melody kicks in that things are going to get intense. And I absolutely love it when it just sort of breaks into that section. Honestly, I can't use actual words to describe this song. I don't really know why I love it so much. It just fits the theme of its track so well, I know that much. And this is one that sounds absolutely amazing on the final lap, combined with that sunsetting. It's just great. So the only question is, why hasn't this great track / tune come back, Nintendo? Like seriously. This came out before I was even born, so it's time for it to return. At number 24, we have N64 Rainbow Road. Again, even if this track ain't super great, you gotta respect how legendary this music is. There's a reason why I like Rainbow Roads in general are nostalgic for so many people. The music for so many of them is just so beautiful. The fact that I actually have 3 ahead of this one is amazing. The background is just so majestic with that whole sound that we hear a lot. Only it's a lot more nice than what I just said. And the main melody is just so freaking pretty. Again, it is the stuff of legend. It's iconic, and it deserves to be. I can't really put it in words other than legendary and iconic. The Mario Kart 8 version is definitely a bit different, but I like it just as much. While not nearly as pretty as the OG N64 version, it kind of goes for more of like this epic vibe, and it succeeds. Especially when that electric guitar kicks in. It is freaking good. At number 23, we have Wii U Dolphin Shoals. The only reason this song isn't any freaking higher on my list, it seriously could have made the top 15, is that the saxophone doesn't play the entire time. Sure, the underwater theme is really chill, and I definitely do like it, but my gosh, when you pop up and you hear the sax playing, it's incredible, for me at least. And the fact that we get to hear it sped up the entire way through on the last lap is definitely a treat. Now, while the saxophone is obviously the main treasure here, let's not ignore that nice percussion beat in the background. Yes, this is probably a lot higher than a lot of you would rank it, but hey man, I love this song, and I want it back. At number 22, we have Wii Bowsers Castle. I think by now you all know that I love Mario Kart Wii, and it's songs like this that help make it amazing. That 8-bit sounding intro really hooks you in, along with that gong that we occasionally hear. I absolutely love the percussion in this song. The beat in the background is just so great. The melody doesn't go for a super creepy vibe, but it's just kind of cool sounding. So while it may not stir things up like the N64 Bowsers Castle version, I think it's just a better piece of music. That melody is getting more and more intense. I dig it. And I want this song back, like practically everything else from Mario Kart Wii, obviously. At number 21, we have Wii Koopa Cape. Koopa Cape is one of the most iconic and loved tracks from Mario Kart Wii for a reason. That reason is that not only is the track itself awesome, so is the music. I mean, that main melody we hear at the beginning is so freaking catchy that it's my channel outro music, for crying out loud. One time I changed it to like Koopa Beach for a video, and I asked, should I keep it at Koopa Beach? And everyone was like, no, keep it at Koopa Cape. And I'm like, alright. And that super catchy melody out of the gate isn't the only thing that makes this song great. Didn't realize when I was writing that that would rhyme, but whatever. When you go inside the pipe, the music becomes more calm and it just fits the theme of being underwater really well. The song came back in Mario Kart 7 and it wasn't quite as good in my opinion. At number 20 we have GCN Mushroom Bridge / Mushroom City. Y'all know damn well why this track is so high, why this song is. It is among the catchiest you'll hear in Mario Kart. This is one of those songs for Mario Kart that has legitimately got stuck in my head before you. You can't say that about a whole lot of tracks, but that whole bam thing, yeah, that's a definite earworm right there. But it's not just the melody that's catchy here, as the bass line definitely needs to be appreciated as well. Now this song has come back in Mario Kart DS with Mushroom Bridge, but it just doesn't sound as good. That's why I'd love to see Mushroom City come back with live orchestrated music. And if Yoshi Circuit from Mario Kart 8 was any indication, it would be absolutely awesome live orchestrated. At number 19 we have 3DS Rock Mountain. The fact that I made a top 110 list for Mario Kart songs definitely proves that I'm a fan of music. But among my favorite genres of music would have to be good old rock music. And there are very few Mario Kart songs that rock out quite like this one does. Well, there is one in particular, but that's in the next video. The drum in this background makes this quick, intense beat, and there are just various guitar riffs throughout the song, and they all sound so great. It definitely fits with the theme of the track, as it's encouraging you to climb that mountain of rockness. I don't know why they couldn't just call it Alpine Pass here in America, like they did in Europe, to be honest. At number 18, we have Wii U Mute City. Nintendo may not have released a new F-Zero game in forever, but the tribute they gave in Mario Kart 8, man, it's not that bad. Let me just say that. We'll get to the more epic F-Zero song in the next video, but for now, let's talk about Mute City. The saxophones and guitars just complement each other so well here, and it's just the perfect fast-paced song for going up a bunch of speed boosts. Like Excitebike Arena, I honestly don't think the track itself is that special, considering it's just a crap ton of those speed boosts. But this epic song elevates that track to being a fun one to play, to be honest. I would certainly love seeing another Mute City in a future Mario Kart game. At number 17, we have 3DS Woohoo Loop / Maka Woohoo. Is this song on here purely for nostalgia's sake? Yeah, probably, but a lot of songs are this high because of that. Wii Sports Resort was a childhood-defining game for me. It was Wii Sports, but better. I still play these games when I can to relive the memories all over again, and Maka Woohoo / Woohoo Loop made a great tribute to this song. It's basically a great remix of the main theme. The original main theme was definitely a little more calm, but this added that boost of intensity that a Mario Kart song requires. Naturally, this song fit both tracks well, considering they were both based off of Wii Sports Resort. I would love to see either of these tracks come back with this epic song. At number 16, we have Wii Coconut Mall. We want to talk iconic Mario Kart Wii songs, this is definitely in the conversation. It may not be as great to me as a few I ranked above it, but hey, it's still pretty freaking great. That main melody that you hear after that intro just freaking sucks you in. I have a piano in the house that I'm kinda starting to learn to play, and honestly, this should be the song I try to perfect. There's no piano song quite like Coconut Mall. And then the saxophone comes in and it's still just as epic. The bass line is also great around that saxophone section, so again, this is a complete song. And the nostalgia is just a bow on top. The Mario Kart 7 version sounds pretty much the same, so I approve. Well folks, that was numbers 40 through 16, the great Mario Kart songs. What do you think of my rankings? Let me know in the comments. I know this is a lot of tracks to go through today, but we're doing a little bit less next week because we're going to go over the truly elite songs, the top 15, the fabulous top 15. Should be fun. See you next week. Bye-bye.